Hello and welcome again as we look at yet another multiple choice question for IB Chemistry. This one dealing with topic 1, Stoichiometry, and it deals with a topic that is generally familiar to students before they enter into IB Chemistry. Balancing of a chemical equation. As you can see here, you've got C3H6 propene undergoing combustion, burning in oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water. What we should immediately take out of this, if we don't know it or if we've forgotten it, is that when you burn a hydrocarbon like propene or propane or butene or butane or any of these with carbon and hydrogen, you completely combust it, you burn it completely in oxygen with an excess of oxygen, then it produces carbon dioxide and water. So what is the balanced equation for this is what the question's really asking. The words should not confuse you, of course. The sum of the integer coefficients when propene undergoes complete combustion. What that means, you balance the equation and then you add everything here in these green squares. You are not allowed in the final answer, of course, to have any fractions, otherwise it won't be an integer coefficient. Integer meaning it must be a whole number. Coefficients referring to these numbers here in the balanced equation that go in here. And what do those numbers mean? Whatever number goes in here symbolizes a mole ratio between how many moles of propene would react with how many moles of oxygen. And of course that could also be used to predict the moles of carbon dioxide and the moles of water. But how do you go about balancing this equation in a way that won't stress you out and have you spending 3 minutes, 4 minutes getting frustrated when the clock is ticking in the examination? So let's take a look. The way to go about doing this, and I'll let you try it afterward with another example, is to take this hydrocarbon. And you see 3 carbons present in propene. So using this 3 here, let's imagine that we want to put a 3 over here. So that 3 carbons, where 1 is understood here, 3 multiplied by 1 is 3, and we've got 3 carbons here, so we're not putting any number there right now, 3, so a 1 is understood there for the moment. Then let's look at hydrogens. So carbons first, then hydrogens. 6 here, without any number being put in front of here to multiply by the 6. So this is a 2. To make this get balanced with that 6, we put a 3 over here. Now once that is in place, you are not necessarily going to have the right answer, because 3 in front here means 6 oxygens, and 3 in front here means another 3 oxygens. 3 multiplied by 1, that's 9. So you've got 9 oxygens on this side, and here you've got a 2. So what do you need here to get this to balance? And you need 9 over 2, or 4.5. Of course, that is not going to be our final answer, even though technically with a 1 understood here, 4.5, a 3, and a 3, it's a balanced equation. But these are not integers, they're not whole numbers. But this system of first dealing with the carbons, then dealing with the hydrogens, and if you have to use a half for the oxygen, just use it. And then inspect the balanced equation and do what you need to do to remove the fraction. This, of course, being 4.5, so we multiply everything here by 2. Multiplying everything by 2, this becomes 2. Then this becomes 9. And this becomes 6. This becomes 6. And then the question says, what is the sum? So 6 plus 6, 12, plus 9, 21, plus 2, 23. The answer to this question is D. Now if you want to practice and see if you understand this method, try writing the balanced equation for something a little bit more complicated. C5H10. What would be the balanced equation for that? C5H10, pentene. because you've got 5 carbons there. But applying that same method, first let's deal with the carbons. 5. So let's put a 5 over here. 10 hydrogens. So you have a 2 here, so you need to put a 5 here also. Then 5 multiplied by 2, that's 10 oxygens. 5 multiplied by the 1 that's understood here, that's 5 oxygens here, giving you a total of 15. You've already got a 2 here, so therefore this needs to be 7.5. This, of course, is 1. Removing the half because you want to get a whole number, you want to get an integer in a balanced equation, you multiply across by 2, and your balanced equation becomes 2, 15, 10, and 10. And very quickly you would arrive at the balanced equation without too much stress.